I mean, I have actually also written in the air also. I've actually done that as well. You know, just said, okay, here's the symbol for, you know, what I'm desiring, and I'm writing it in the air. So I just experiment with everything, and that's what I'm all about, is no set rules. But when we understand the more of the, you know, the science, which I know a lot of you do, the science of who we are, and just base information in terms of how all of this functions, and the quantum physics, the observer effect, and all of that, the electrons, you know, floating around, and who, you know, who we are, and movement. Every time we do this, we're, you know, moving around the field. You start to, on your own, get creative in being the magician in the little things that you may do. There, nothing is silly. It's like whatever it is that you feel like trying, you know, wanting to do, you do, and then you see results from it. It's like, wow, that's really interesting. But the fact with all of this is, like, everything really goes. That's why people can do what they do. How can God allow this to happen? Because everybody's allowed to do pretty much any and everything. You get to write your ticket. You get to write your own way. And writing, the idea of writing is so stimulating to the new reality that you can actually decide to write for yourself. And I know that in one of the workshops that we had done some time ago, when I did those 6 months workshops, that was one of the things that they had an assignment to do, was I wanted them to watch a television show. It was a real emotionally engaging show. Like, you really saw the characters as real. You really went in on it, and you were feeling it. You took it in as real. I wanted them to connect with that, to be reminded of how we do the same thing, that the characters that we play and other people play, how we engage with it as something very permanent, something very final, something very real, for lack of a better word, because everything is, but the paradox, everything is, but it isn't. And then they had to go and now write their script in the same way, in the same emotional engagement. Write your life. What is it that you want to do with your life? What is it that you would love to, how would you like to see it? And in detail, just like you were watching that movie, in detail, what would you like? You sit and you write that, you know, with the same kind of intensity, because it's the engagement that makes it real. It's the emotional engagement that makes it very, that crystallizes it. It's that feeling what you're writing, feeling the script. As we do, moment to moment, we are emotionally engaged with what we are writing. And even though we're not always putting it on paper, we're writing it here, and there's emotions attached to the thoughts, and crystallizing it. So now they put it on paper, and it was very fascinating for people who, you know, afterwards, and, you know, what they saw happen in their lives based on that kind of engagement in writing, how they wanted to see their life. You're rewriting the characters, the script of your life. How do you want to see it? You know, what characters are you shaping to be part of this new version of your life that you're writing? And you compare it once again to a writer, Hollywood writer, how many times he's erased or changed a character before it actually goes on screen. He writes it, and then he decides, oh, well, maybe I don't want that. And so he erases that. and reshapes a character. We've seen it when it comes to life on the screen, on TV or in the movies, particularly when you watch a series and they develop the characters, they begin a new series. And in that new series, the characters are a certain way. And if you watch it long enough, the characters, there's more character development. The actor playing the role of those characters begin to uh, become accustomed to that role they're playing. And so they begin to uh, even shape the character differently. They begin to really engage with the character, and we watch it and we go, wow, yeah, I wasn't sure about that show, but yeah, they're, you know, you could tell they're getting comfortable with those characters and they're bringing more energy and life to it. And the writers are also changing a character from maybe this was a very bitter person to you see the transition of that character suddenly changing, and all because somebody decides to write it differently. And again, so it is with us.